Hey YouTubers, Larry here with Civilian Tactical Unit, and well, I'm sitting here, cleaning some 223s that I've already trimmed and chamfered and deburred, and a lot of the brass I get is once fired brass, so I get a lot of military cases that have those stupid let's see if I can find one real quick. Shouldn't be hard. They've all been swaged, so they got that stupid brass ring that's been pressed in around the primer. Well, I also happen to have a reamer tool that I use, which I just dropped. So I've got a small primer pocket reamer. Let's see if I can get it to focus on it. There we go. That I use to make it easier to seat the primer in there, which after I've gone through and reamed them, you can actually see where there's maybe still a little bit in there, but there's enough room to be able to actually fairly easily press a primer back in there and be able to reload them fairly easy. But I figured while I'm sitting here trimming cases and everything, well, I'd do a quick video on trimming cases. Obviously I'm doing trimming 5.56s or 223s, so that way I can reload them, which right now I just got some cheap 55 grain spire points or soft points, whatever you want to call them. They didn't have any full metal jackets in at the time. I use these for planking when I just want to go out and just have a little fun. But I'm using my Hornady Camlock case trimmer. It's gone through, I'm on my probably third batch of 6,000 cases of 223s. It's trimmed close to 1,000 rounds of 7mm rem mag. It's trimmed 243s, which I don't have a 243 anymore. The ex-wife got that, which is fine with me because I had my 7mm rem mag anyways. She didn't have any way of being able to reload any of the crap that she ended up with out of that deal anyways. I had all the reloading stuff prior to us getting together, and well, it's all good. Divorces happen, but I wanted to show you a few things in regards to this. I've already got it set up for me to be trimming 223s, which minimum trim length is 1.750 inches, which is what I have my dial caliper set at. And you can also see that I have a drill attached to mine. I took the handle off and put the power adapter piece on there, just because of the fact that with the sheer number of cases that I trim and buy and all that, having the power adapter for the drill is awesome. I always go ahead and put a case in the shell holder and then move the pilot into the case next, and then I'll take and lock it in place so that way the case doesn't move around on me. But with the drill being on there, I mean, this goes so quick. I mean, I can do hundreds of them in no time whatsoever. But the problem is that you end up with this flat, raggedy case that you need to chamfer and deburr to get a nice clean look like this. This got a piece of crap on it. There we go. Inside and out, you know, no rough edges, nice and smooth. The ones I bought happen to fit this trimmer, so I don't usually use them that way, but matter of fact, I'm gonna flip the camera around and or see if I can flip my camera around, and that way I can turn around and show you guys. You know, you can run these bigger ones by hand. Alright, so I may have a smartphone, but it ain't that smart because I can't turn around and once I'm doing a video, I can't just flip the camera around and have it on me. I can't flip back and forth between the two. So let's see how this turns out with me just leaning the camera up against the case trimmer and pointed at me. And I will do my best to get everything on camera and we'll go from there. So I'll flip it around real quick. Ignore the mess in the background behind me. But so here's the case that I just trimmed, and all I'm going to do is take this one and I'm just going to turn it a few times just to kind of clean up that edge on the outer edge, which I'm running my finger around there. It's nice and smooth. And then this other one is going to fit right inside just like that. Give it a couple little turns and you're done. I mean, it's just as simple as that. And you can move on to having to clean the primer pockets and things like that, but I only do that to be able to get the ring, that metal crimp out of there as much as I can, so I can, you know, reuse your military brass and things like that. So I haven't done as much shooting in the last couple of years as I'd like, but generally I'm shooting thousands of rounds of ammo, especially 223, because it's cheap, real cheap to reload. Granted, it's pretty cheap right now to even buy, but hand loads are going to be more accurate. I'm going to do a video where I'm going to compare my 7mm rem mag hand loads in 162 grain SSTs up against the Hornady Superformance 162 grain SSTs, and I'm going to run them through a Browning AB3, and that way it's a fair comparison rather than using my custom 7mm rem mag, which is going to obviously shoot my hand loads better naturally anyways. So, you know, if you're out there reloading, don't forget you need to trim, and you can't go wrong with the Hornady Camlock case trimmer. It's actually a very well made piece of equipment that it's got a spot here on top where you can add oil, or you can even use just case lube or whatever, which I make my own case lube. It's amazing what they mark that up as, but you can just spray it directly on here. I mean, I oiled mine up last year. I haven't oiled it at all this year, and it probably needs maybe a quick shot of it, but right now it's still got a decent amount of grease on it, and I think the last time I lubed it up I actually used bearing grease. But you guys have a good one. I'm going to get back to trimming, and we'll talk to you later.